is yet another attraction. Spread over 30,000 hectares, this wildlife reserve is extremely varied, containing hills, valleys, ravines, watercourses and swamps. And it is also host to a rich variety of flora and fauna.
Good evening, I'm Shubhendu Ghosh. Welcome to Express News. So 100 big stories in the next 30 minutes. Let's begin. Karnataka crisis continues. Former Karnataka Chief Minister and BJP leader B.S. Yediyurappa and other BJP leaders hold protest in front of Gandhi statue at Vidhan Soudha premises. Karnataka Rebel Congress and JDS leaders who have resigned from Assembly move Supreme Court, accusing the Speaker of abandoning his constitutional duty and deliberately delaying acceptance of their resignations. Supreme Court agrees to hear plea of Karnataka Rebel Congress and JDS MLAs against Assembly Speaker for not accepting their resignation. SC likely to hear the case tomorrow. Senior Congress leader D.K. Sivakumar was stopped from entering the Renaissance Hotel in Mumbai. His detained rebel MLAs had returned to police seeking protection from the Congress leader. Mumbai police deployed a security cover around the hotel, Section 144 imposed. Karnataka Irrigation Minister D.K. Sivakumar, Mumbai Congress Chief Milind Deora, MLA Naseem Khan and others detained outside Hotel Renaissance in Powai, Mumbai while they were sitting on protest. Rebel MLAs deny Congress's allegation of horse trading. Rebel Karnataka JDS MLA Narayan Gowda says MLAs are not satisfied with the alliance government as there is no unity between the two parties. Senior BJP leader and Union Minister D.V. Sadanand Gowda said his party has majority and is ready to obey Karnataka governor's any constitutional direction, including a floor test. Rajya Sabha witnesses repeated adjournments over Karnataka issue. Congress members create ruckus by storming into the bell of the House and shouting slogans. Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar accused the Congress of not allowing Rajya Sabha to function on the issue of political crisis in Karnataka. He said what happened in Karnataka is the internal issue of Congress. The entire episode is done by Congress and the BJP has nothing to do with it. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman replies to budget discussion in Lok Sabha, says Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas is government's priority. Further says this budget presents the vision of making $5 trillion economy. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman says Budget 2019-20 reflects the commitment of the government to substantially boost investment in agriculture, social sector, particularly in education and health, keeping the fiscal deficit at 3.3% of GDP as against 3.4% which was envisaged in the interim budget. Nirmala Sitharaman also said that government is committed to the path of fiscal consolidation without compromising on public expenditure. In Lok Sabha, Union Minister R.S. Prasad said that appointment of judges in high courts is a continuous collaborative process between the executive and the judiciary, as it requires consultation and approval of various constitutional authorities. Ravi Shankar Prasad also said that there is no shortage of judges in the Supreme Court. It has reached its full strength of 31 judges for the first time since 2009. However, as on 1st July 19, there are 403 vacancies in the high courts. Speaking during the Zero Hour in Lok Sabha today, BJP MP Tejasvi Surya alleged that there are large number of illegal immigrants from Bangladesh in entire Karnataka, especially in Bengaluru. Union Minister Prakash Javadekar briefs the media about the cabinet decisions. Union Cabinet approves amendment in protection of children from sexual offences, POCSO Act 2012. Union Cabinet also approved the Transgender Persons Protection of Rights Bill 2019. CBI conducts searches at 12 locations including Bulandshahr, Lucknow, Fatehpur, Azamgarh, Allahabad, Noida, Gorakhpur, Deoria in 2 separate cases related to alleged illegal mining. India's second mission to the moon, Chandrayaan-2, is scheduled to lift off on July 15th from Sriharikota in Andhra Pradesh. Indian Space Research Organisation will launch Chandrayaan-2, India's second moon mission. It will be the world's first expedition to reach moon's south polar region. One dead and many trapped as a building under renovation collapses in Bengaluru. Moisture in the soil and weak pillars are said to be the cause of the collapse. NIA attaches residence of Kashmiri separatist leader Asia Andrabi in Srinagar as per provisions of Unlawful Activities Prevention Act in Kashmir over alleged terror links. Enforcement Directorate files a supplementary charge sheet in a Delhi court in connection with money laundering case against RJD leader Misa Bharti and her husband Shailendra Kumar. The court is going to consider charge sheet on July 27th. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar today attended the 19th Commonwealth Foreign Affairs Ministers meeting in London. The conclave is being held at the Commonwealth's headquarters in Marlborough House. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar also met the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs of Bangladesh, Mohammad Shahryar Alam, and other foreign ministers during the conference. Equity benchmark BSE Sensex ended 174 points lower after choppy trade on Wednesday, tracking losses in oil and gas, power, metal and auto stocks. NSE Nifty ended 57 points or 0.49% lower at 11,498.90 in its fourth straight day of losses. During the day, the index hit a low of 11,475.65 and a high of 11,593.70. On the currency front, rupee depreciated 6 paise to 68.57 against the US dollar. The global oil benchmark Brent crude futures surged 1.79% to US dollar 65.31 per barrel. As per the latest Finance Ministry data, deposits in bank accounts opened under Jan Dhan scheme have crossed rupees 1 lakh crore mark. The PMJDY, launched in 2014, aims to provide universal banking facilities access to all the people in the country. The Institute of Company Secretaries of India has rolled out an initiative in the form of unique document identification number in an attempt to pursue heightened sense of self-governance and strengthen the practicing side of company secretaries. BMW will begin building its new electric Mini at its British factory from late 2019, with the first vehicle reaching customers from spring next year, according to the German car maker. Qatar Airways signs an agreement with Boeing at the White House to buy 5 777 Boeing cargo planes as the airline works to increase its footprints around the world. Airbus has claimed that its deliveries rose by 28% in the first half of the year, putting it ahead of its competitor Boeing for the first time in 8 years. Airbus has said it delivered 389 aircrafts in the first half. The UK's data privacy regulator has said it plans to fine the US hotel group Marriott International £99.2 million. The penalty relates to a data breach that resulted in about 339 million guests having had their personal details exposed. The rating agency ICRA has said that hospital sector is seeing better days ahead, more than 2 years of subdued performance that was mainly due to several regulatory measures. Instagram has announced new features aimed at curbing online bullying on its platform, including a warning to people as they're preparing to post abusive remarks. Hyundai Motor launches India's first fully electric SUV at the introductory price of Rs 25.3 lakh. It ties up with India's largest oil marketing firm, Indian Oil Corporation, to install high-speed chargers capable of charging up to 80% in less than an hour. Britain's state-run health service is teaming up with Amazon to provide medical advice for common ailments such as migraine and flu via tech giant's voice assistant Alexa. Aims at helping more patients at home and cut down the costs as well. The US says it wants to create an international military coalition to safeguard waters around Iran and Yemen. Last month, the US had blamed the Iranian-backed fighters for attacks on 2 tankers. The European signatories take their first step towards punishing Iran for breaking the nuclear agreement, triggering the deal's mechanism to resolve breaches. The foreign ministers of Britain, France and Germany, plus the foreign affairs chief of European Union, in a statement say that Iran is pursuing activities inconsistent with commitments under the deal. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has also cautioned Iran. It said that it is within the range of Israeli airstrikes, citing what he described as Iranian threat to destroy Israel. Netanyahu said that Iran should remember that Israel's warplanes can reach anywhere in the Middle East, including Iran. Iran welcomes France's efforts to save the 2015 nuclear deal. Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesman has said that French President Emmanuel Macron's top diplomatic advisor visited Tehran for talks to help ease the crisis. The US Treasury placed two Hezbollah members of Lebanon's parliament on sanctions blacklist today. The Treasury named MPs Amin Shari and Mohammad Hassan Raad at the terror-related blacklist, saying that Hezbollah uses its parliamentary power to advance its alleged violent activities. Members of Britain's House of Commons voted to back a plan designed to prevent the next Prime Minister forcing through a no-deal Brexit against wishes of Parliament. The amendment to require ministers to regularly report on the situation in Northern Ireland was passed by one vote. Amid row over leaked emails, UK has raised objection over US President Donald Trump's comments on Theresa May and UK ambassador to the US, saying that they were disrespectful. Trump had earlier criticised outgoing British Premier Theresa May and her way of handling Brexit in a series of tweets. Former British Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson has said that US is Britain's most important ally. Johnson, the favourite to be the next British leader, hinted that he shared Trump's view of May's handling of Brexit. Chinese Vice Premier Li Hu holds a telephone conversation with US Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer and Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin at the invitation of US side, the Chinese Ministry of Commerce said. The ministry has said that the two sides discussed implementing consensus reached by the two heads of state on the sidelines of G20 summit in Osaka. China's consumer price index, a main gauge of inflation, rose 2.7% on an annual basis. In June, Chinese statistics body has said food prices grew 8.3%, while non-food prices gained 1.4%. South Korean President Moon Jae-in says his government will help reduce their reliance on Japanese suppliers. Japan has been constantly pushing to tighten restrictions on exports of three materials used in smartphone displays and chips, citing dispute with Seoul. Iraqi Prime Minister Adel Abdul Mahdi has said that any disruption to oil exports through the Strait of Hormuz will be a major obstacle for its country's economy, which has too few oil export outlets. Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro meets the European Union's representative to the OPEC nation, Enrique Iglesias, as part of the intensification of diplomatic efforts to seek new elections in the divided nation. Mexico's new finance minister, Arturo Herrera, has said that he does not see an impending recession, despite a contraction in Latin America's second-largest economy. During the first quarter and analysis, expectations of further weaknesses are also there. Mexico's ex-finance minister, Carlos Urrua, has resigned yesterday over differences with country's left-wing President Andrés Manuel López Obrador. In a letter made public on a Twitter account, he said that there were many economic discrepancies in it. Australia announces it will hold a national vote within 3 years on whether to include recognition of Indigenous people in country's constitution, an issue that has spurred decades of civil unrest. Indigenous Australians comprise about 7 lakh people in a population of more than 2 crore. France is set to introduce an eco-tax for all flights from French airports, the government has said. The tax is expected to raise about 180 million euros from 2020 on the type of ticket being bought, the government has said. 1 in 4 Pakistani children will not be completing primary education by 2030 deadline of the World Sustainable Development Goals, a UN report has said. Torrential rain in parts of East and South China has affected more than 1.63 million people, the Chinese Ministry of Emergency Management has said. A total of 77,000 people have been relocated so far. A carbon monoxide gas leak in motel in Canada's Winnipeg sent 46 people to hospital, with 15 of those in critical condition. The staff and guests were evacuated from the Super H motel. ICC World Cup semi-final between India and New Zealand resumed today. Both the teams are taking on each other to book a place in the finals, which will be held on July 14th. In the ongoing match, New Zealand has given a target of 240 runs for India to chase to enter the finals. Former cricketers have criticised the pitch used for first World Cup semi-final between India and New Zealand at Old Trafford. The Kiwis managed to reach 211 for 5 in 46.1 overs before rain pushed the match to the reserve day. ICC has denied accusations of instructing groundsmen to prepare slow pitches. England pacer Liam Plunkett believes that the current generation of English cricketers are better equipped to handle pressure, courtesy their experience of playing in IPL and other such league format. high-pressure games around the world. He said that while talking to facing Australia in the semi-finals of the ICC CWC 2019. Seeing that India and England could possibly play each other in the semi-finals, many Indian fans booked tickets for the match in Headingley. But as India is now playing New Zealand, fans are expected to not turn up for the England-Australia clash. Australia's head coach Justin Langer on Tuesday confirmed that batsman Peter Handscomb will play in the semi-final match against England in the ongoing ICC Men's Cricket World Cup. As former Indian batsman Sunil Gavaskar turned 70 today, fans and cricketers flooded the social media with wishes for the veteran Gavaskar, better known as Sunny and Little Master, who is a member of the 1983 World Cup winning team. National record holder Dutee Chand became the first Indian woman track and field athlete to clinch a gold medal in the World Universiade after she won the 100-meter dash event there. 23-year-old Dutee clocked 11.32 seconds to win the gold as she led the race from the start to finish. President Ramnath Kovind and Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated sprinter Dutee Chand on Wednesday for winning the women's 100-meter gold in the ongoing World University Games in Naples. Keith Thurman has warned that he would destroy Filipino boxing icon Manny Pacquiao when the two welterweights face off in Las Vegas on July 20th for the World Boxing Association welterweight crown. Thurman has relentlessly stated that he plans to send Pacquiao into retirement. Seven-time champion Serena Williams will be also recording her 97th success at Wimbledon as she defeated, in fact, Alison Risk 6-4, 4-6, 6-3 in the engrossing quarter-final that lasted just over 2 hours. Romania's former world number one Simona Halep fought back from 4-1 down in the first set to beat China's Zhang Sui 7-6, 6-1 to reach Wimbledon semi-final. In the semi-final, Halep will play Ukraine's Elena Svitolina. Having dropped just one set in the entire tournament till now, Roger Federer would look to continue his good form and march into semis when he takes on Kei Nishikori of Japan in the quarterfinals of the Wimbledon 2019. Talismanic Indian captain Sunil Chhetri has been named as the AIFF Men's Footballer of the Year for a record 6th time. 34-year-old striker had earlier won the honour in 2007, 2011, 2013, 2014 and 2017. Chhetri is currently the second highest international goal scorer among active players behind Cristiano Ronaldo. All India Football Federation requested the Asian Football Confederation to give AFC Champions League a qualification slot for the winner of the Indian Super League. Before this request, the winner of the I-League earned a Champions League qualification spot, whereas the ISL winner played the AFC Cup. Manchester United manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer dismissed speculation that Paul Pogba is to leave Old Trafford. He said that there had been no bids for the midfielder and agents talk all the time. Pogba's future has overshadowed United's pre-season tour. 5 Brazil players were selected in the 2019 Copa America team of the tournament. The CON Embol, goalkeeper Alisson, right back Danny Alves, centre back Thiago Silva, midfielder Arthur and forward Everton featured in the competition's best 11. The video review system, or VAR, will make it to Africa's Cup Nations debut in the last 8 clash between Benin and Senegal. VAR had sparked controversy at the CAF Champions League final 2 months ago. The officials hope that the drama of previous VAR use can be avoided this time. The quarter-final lineup of African Cup Nations 2019 is all set for the first match between tournament hot favourites Senegal and surprise last 8 entrants Benin beginning tonight. Tens and thousands of fans will pack to the streets of New York on Wednesday to celebrate World Cup winning US women's team in ticker tape parade. An open top bus will transport the team from Battery Park to City Hall for the ceremony hosted by New York Mayor Bill de Blasio. When the entire nation is cheering for Team India in ongoing Cricket World Cup 2019, Bollywood actor Varun Dhawan wished the team by posting a picture featuring him with co-stars of his upcoming film Street Dancer 3D wearing Team India jerseys. Akshay Kumar believes that his upcoming mission Mangal is not only about highlighting ISRO's achievement, but also an ode to all female scientists who played a part in the mission. Ayushmann Khurrana's Article 15 has won 1 million hearts, and now the film has received an honour by Amul in pictorial featuring iconic Amul girl seen standing next to the cartoon version of Ayushmann's cop avatar from the film. Shahid Kapoor and Kiara Advani's Kabir Singh is continuing to mint big bucks at the box office. The film has become the highest grosser of 2019, surpassing Vicky Kaushal's Uri. Former First Lady of US Michelle Obama in a Twitter post remembers meeting Disney star Cameron Boyce, who recently passed away. She says one meeting was enough to realize that the boy had an incredible talent and also an incredible heart. Hollywood is all set to come up with a film penned and directed by Matthew Hinn, based on deadly California wildfire which took place in 2018. Camp and ended the haunting and destroying many parts of California. Actor Therese Gibson is ready to star in and produce action thriller The Inside Game. Wonderful Media and Gibson's Waltron Pictures are collaborating for this upcoming project. Late actor Luke Perry received a sweet tribute from his co-stars of American drama series Riverdale as they kick-started production of Season 4 and announced that the Season 4 premiere will be titled In Memoriam. Irish fashion designer Stella McCartney launches new 85-piece collection of clothes and accessories named after the Beatles band famous song All Together Now. 90s hit American sitcom Friends is leaving Netflix and moving to Warner Media's streaming service called HBO Max in 2020. Watched by over 40 million subscribers on Netflix in less than a week, its premiere, newest season of Stranger Things has been breaking records. It has been appreciated by critics for the fast-paced storyline and its twists and turns. Game of Thrones writer George R.R. Martin reveals that there will be no Lannisters in the show's prequel. He also reveals that instead of 7 kingdoms in Westeros, there will be about 100 smaller kingdoms and the cast will be an ensemble one. Facing criticism from human rights activists for not paying attention to the Middle Eastern country's lack of civil rights for women and members of LGBTQ community, singer Nicki Minaj has pulled out of a scheduled performance at the Jeddah World Fest in Saudi Arabia. A documentary of late actor Patrick Swayze will be a world premiere in his home state at San Antonio Film Festival on August 2nd, titled I Am Patrick Swayze. The film will be directed by Adrian Buenahuis. Sri Lanka's annual festival of the Kataragama attracts devotees from all over the country and even abroad. Thousands of devotees travel for hundreds of kilometers on foot to attend the fortnight-long festival. An artificial intelligence park full of interactive experience devices including AI fitting room, virtual guitarist and 3D printed chocolate has attracted visitors at the ongoing 2019 China Internet Conference in Beijing. Raging bulls chase thrill seekers through the windy streets at Spain's best-known bull running festival in Pamplona as runners try to avoid being trampled or gored. While most people try to avoid sun during summers, a scorching heat wave in deserts of northwest China brings in over 3,000 tourists for sand therapy since peak tourism season started in July this year. Legislators from around the cricketing world gathered in London to play a few overs to promote their relationship and also leave their political troubles behind. And finally, Barbie